Life is full of moments we cannot control. Sometimes love comes when we least expect it. Today, I want to share a story that reminds us that love is not about timing. It's about connection, belief, and courage. This is the story of how two hearts, Kelsea and Chase, found each other amidst life's chaos. It all started with a single moment, a simple step that changed everything. Sometimes in life, the smallest actions have the greatest impact. One message, one choice to reach out, and a journey that neither of them could have predicted began. It wasn't about grand gestures or perfectly timed events. It was about courage, about taking that first step when your heart tells you to move forward. They didn't overthink it. They didn't wait for a perfect opportunity, because life rarely gives you perfect moments. They created their moment, and in doing so, they opened the door to something extraordinary. What we see in this moment is a lesson for all of us, that opportunities, whether in love or life, only become real when we act. Hesitation can cost us chances we might never get back. And yet, when you listen to your instincts, when you trust your gut and take that bold first step, it can lead to a connection that changes everything. It's not always easy. There's always a voice telling you to wait, to question, to doubt. But growth, both in love and in life, comes from stepping forward anyway. Kelsea and Chase took that step, and what followed was not just the beginning. It was the start of a journey filled with discovery, joy, and a bond that would only grow stronger over time. Their story reminds us that every great journey starts with a single action, a single brave move, and that sometimes that is all it takes to find what you've been looking for. Never underestimate the power of one courageous step. Every journey worth taking comes with challenges, and love is no different. Kelsea and Chase faced moments that could have broken them, moments when doubt crept in, when distance, misunderstandings, or the pressures of life tested their connection. It's easy to let difficulties define a relationship, to step back when the path seems unclear or when the world around you seems louder than the feelings in your heart. But true love isn't measured by ease or comfort. It's measured by resilience, by the strength to face obstacles together without giving up. They showed us that love is not about avoiding challenges. It's about meeting them head on, hand in hand, with patience and trust. Every disagreement, every moment of uncertainty became a lesson, a chance to understand each other better, to grow stronger together, and to prove that commitment is more than just words. It's a daily choice, an ongoing effort to support one another, to lift each other up when the weight of the world feels heavy. And through it all, they never lost sight of the joy, the laughter, and the moments that first drew them together. They celebrated the small victories, the little gestures that remind you why you chose each other in the first place. Their journey teaches us that love isn't always perfect, but it is powerful when nurtured with persistence, patience, and understanding. Challenges don't weaken love. They refine it, they strengthen it, and they remind us why it's worth holding on. In facing difficulties together, they discovered something deeper than passion or infatuation. They discovered the unshakable power of choosing each other every single day. In every great relationship, authenticity is the foundation that holds everything together. Kelsea and Chase understood this from the very beginning. They didn't try to be something they weren't. They didn't hide behind facades or pretenses. They showed up as their true selves, openly, honestly, and without fear. That kind of courage is rare, and it's what allowed their connection to grow stronger with each passing day. When you are genuine with the person you care about, every interaction becomes real, every moment becomes meaningful, and every gesture carries weight. Love isn't about perfection, it's about truth, about seeing and being seen in your entirety and still choosing each other. They celebrated their strengths and accepted their vulnerabilities, creating a space where trust could flourish. In a world that often pressures people to conform or hide parts of themselves, they reminded us that the heart recognizes authenticity above all else. It's not the grand gestures or public displays that sustain love in the long term. It's the quiet, consistent honesty, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the courage to say, "This is who I am, and I am here with you." That is what allowed Kelsea and Chase to build a bond that could withstand uncertainty, pressure, and challenges. Their love shows us that when you are real, when you show up fully and authentically, you don't just find a partner, you find someone who sees you, understands you, and chooses you every single day. Authenticity doesn't just build love, it strengthens it, deepens it, and transforms it into something unshakable. And that, in the end, is the true power of being unapologetically yourself in love. Love is never just about being together, it's about growing together, and Kelsea and Chase understood this deeply. Every shared experience, every challenge, and every joyful moment became an opportunity to inspire one another to be better, stronger, and more complete versions of themselves. They realized that true love doesn't limit you, it elevates you. When you find the right person, their presence pushes you to dream bigger, to face your fears, and to step into the best version of yourself. Kelsea and Chase didn't just fall in love, they grew in love. They encouraged each other, supported each other's passions, and celebrated successes as if they were their own. They learned that love is not static, it evolves, it demands attention, and it thrives when nurtured with patience, respect, and mutual encouragement. In this journey, they discovered that the small acts of support, listening without judgment, celebrating achievements, and being present during difficult times are just as important as the grand romantic gestures. Growth in love isn't always easy. It requires sacrifice, reflection, and the willingness to adapt without losing who you are. Yet, when both people commit to growing together, the bond becomes unshakable, rooted in trust, understanding, and shared purpose. Their story reminds us that love is not about changing someone to fit your ideal, but about inspiring each other to rise, to be better, and to live fully while holding on to the connection that brought you together. In their journey, Kelsea and Chase show us that love's greatest power is its ability to transform, to elevate, and to make each person shine brighter than they ever could alone. And that is the essence of true love. It grows, it strengthens, and it inspires you to be more than you ever imagined. The lesson from Kelsea and Chase's journey is simple yet profound. Love finds those who are ready for it. It's not about perfect timing or flawless circumstances. It's about courage, patience, and a willingness to embrace the heart of another person fully. They teach us that love is a choice, a daily commitment to see beyond the flaws, to celebrate the strengths, and to keep moving forward together, even when the path seems uncertain. When the right person comes into your life, it changes the way you see the world, the way you feel about yourself, and the way you imagine your future. Kelsea and Chase didn't just discover each other, they discovered a partnership, a force that pushed them to be better, to reach higher, and to open their hearts in ways they never thought possible. Their love shows that patience is never wasted, that vulnerability is never weakness, and that embracing love fully can transform every part of your life. It's about showing up every day, even when it's difficult, even when mistakes have been made, and choosing each other despite the challenges. Love is not something that simply happens to you, it's something you create, nurture, and protect. In their story, we see that the real magic of love isn't in grand gestures or public displays, but in the quiet moments of trust, the shared laughter, the mutual growth, and the decision to stand by each other through it all. Kelsea and Chase remind us that when love finds you, and when you meet it with honesty, courage, and commitment, it becomes a force capable of changing everything. And that is why true love always finds a way to shine, no matter what. So remember, love is never about perfect timing. It's about the perfect connection. Kelsea and Chase's story teaches us that even amidst mistakes, challenges, and uncertainty, love always finds a way. Be brave, be honest, open your heart. And when love comes, embrace it fully, because it can transform your life in ways you never imagined